Like most dyed-in-the-wool auto enthusiasts, here at Motor Week, we tend to take our mobility very seriously. But stop and think for a moment. How would that change if you lost your sight? Not only would driving be out of the question, but your aesthetic appreciation of automobiles would also become limited. But this week, FYI reporter Jennifer Kaznabis shows us that those limits can be as broad as your imagination. She's discovered a Porsche club whose members are helping the blind enjoy the beauty of a Porsche in their own unique fashion.
If you look at any Porsche, most likely you would notice its beauty. And believe it or not, students from the Maryland School for the Blind can see it too.
All the more reason to give these students a chance to experience one. That's why the Chesapeake region of the Porsche Club teamed up with the school to put together the first annual Braille Rally. Organizer Dick Tufts has worked for the past year to put this event together.
We had 28 drivers, and each driver had a blind navigator who read the rally instructions to the driver in Braille. And it was kind of unique in that the driver did not have the advantage of knowing what the instructions were. So he or she had to depend entirely upon the navigator, and the navigator in turn had to depend upon the driver as he or she was negotiating the turns.
So as the navigator read directions in Braille, the driver would follow. Along the way were 2 checkpoints. At each one, the non-sighted person identified specific objects. That, along with proper navigation, determined points.
We're just so thrilled that a year ago, the Chesapeake region Porsche Club of America came to us and asked us about a Braille Rally. And I'm glad we said yes. And so saying yes is what we're seeing today that comes to fruition.
And from the expressions on the students' and drivers' faces, everyone knew this rally was an instant hit.
You know, I think back when I was a teacher in Michigan of the blind 30 years ago, and how excited blind kids were about engines, be they lawnmower or vehicle engines, and the desire to drive. And so, you know, 30 years later, having this event and having it be Porsche vehicles is special. So I think the mere fact that they can go off now and boast to their friends that, yes, I've been in the seat of a Porsche, and I was telling the driver, you know, how to get to the destination. So it's been exciting for them. It really has.
And so says this dynamic duo. Robert Vigorito and Ann Barber paired up for the day, developing an immediate friendship.
It was a great day. We started the morning off a bit overcast and a little fog, but the breezes came up, the sun came out, and made for a great Porsche day.
What did you think today?
I thought it was terrific. I got to ride in a convertible and plus a Porsche, and they said it was the best looking one there, so I was excited. I almost wasn't in the Braille Rally because they called me at the last minute and said, do you want to be in it? I mean, I knew about it, but I couldn't make up my mind. And so I said, oh, well, what the heck? And I said, well, I hope I get to ride in like a red car. My wish came true.
Her wish did come true, although she was worried about her hair getting messed up being in a convertible. I think most every female can relate to that. After crossing the finish line, teams were awarded. Evaluating the cars was next on the agenda. This event was separate of the drive. Here, students helped judges decide which car they thought was exceptional, not by sight, but by touch.
I suspect that most Porsche Club members just live for days like this when they can take their cars out and enjoy the day, because most probably don't drive the car because it's their special little toy, and they want to keep it nice for these special occasions and the weekends when people can unwind and relax and have some fun. So a day like today was great.
Even this morning, as I had the opportunity to pass out the instructions to them in Braille, the excitement was there right away. And once they sat in the front seat of these cars and met their drivers, bonding took place right away. And this is one way to immerse sighted people with blind people where they haven't had that contact before.
And I must say I left the event with a wonderful feeling, to know that this event brought in money for the Maryland School for the Blind. But most importantly, the whole day all you saw were smiles. It's definitely a day I think all of us will always remember.